Good gaming, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Eder. Today we're gonna watch some new play cEDH. This happened to be the third game from the July 27th tournament at the Scruffy Octopus. Um, I did not do the second game yet, and I'll give you a warning because it's a long game and it sadly finishes in a draw. But it's a game. It was interesting, so I'll cast it for next Wednesday. In turn order, today we're gonna have a Atraxa player, we're gonna have a Sliver Overlord, bottom right is gonna be Marvo, and we're gonna have a Sauron. Um, a quick reminder, August 10th, win a collector case at the Scruffy Octopus, all proxies allowed. Uh, if you need any more information, contact me. I'll be happy to give you some. So August 10th, collector boost, collector case at the ending of a, uh, I believe it's gonna be a four-game tournament with a top four or a three with a top 16. It depends on the number of player, but absolutely come in. If you need a ride and you're in the close area, we can try to arrange something. I'm not saying we're gonna be able to get a school bus to do the round, but let's say you live not that far. We can try to figure something out or try to see if somebody that's already coming, because we've got some people coming from the North Shore, South Shore, east of Montreal. So we are covering quite a large area, and this one will be a special event. Deck coming in. So top left we add a Atraxa. Atraxa is a food chain deck trying to exile Mist Hollow Griffin, or there is a second one, Eternal Scourge, if I remember correctly. And then you can cast them, you sack them to send them into. You sack them to exile, bring them back because you always get the number of mana plus one, and then you've got infinite. You cast the Traxa, you draw your deck, and at that point, pretty crazy shenanigans. Sliver Overlord. Sliver Overlord will be a weird reanimator deck. Trying to pitch a bunch of Sliver in the graveyard and try to unearth or encore them. It is quite efficient, actually. Survival of the fittest will allow you to drop them into your graveyard. Sliver cycling will be able to send stuff in your graveyard also. Um, Actually, he is the reason why we are running Graveyard 8 in our meta. Marvo is a 1/8 slimy octopus. Slimy octopus will go to combat, will clash. Clash is you and your opponent flip the top card. The one with the ISCMC win. And if Marvel wins, uh, she will be able to cast for free a spell that is 8 CMC or less. I've seen Touch Krill, I've seen Peer into the Abyss, I've seen Seagate Restoration. It is absolutely brutal. Sauron is a, I believe, pardon me for my sliver, sliver as in Grixis. I believe it's Grixis. Um, he will go and try to use his commander to draw some cards. Grixis is also going to be one of the most turbo. Try to use a bunch of tutor, a bunch of card draw with Mystic Remora, Ristic City, and he will go for, I absolutely don't know. Presuming red is going to be a Underworld Breach. Um, but I'm not, well, if it's Grixis, I'm presuming it's going to be a Torokal deck also. Anyway, let's go see the game. Quick jump into the video. Oh, actually, Sauron is starting. My apologies. I thought it was Atraxa. Sauron pitch a Dowdy to a Chromux. Let me go check. Will Urza Saga into a Talisman of Curiosity? Yes, so whenever the rig tempts you, you may discard your hand if you do draw 4 cards. So you could, wow. You attack. If you've got no cards in hand, you pitch your no cards and draw 4. Not bad. Atraxa fetching into a Mystic Remora. Always a decent first turn play. Overgrown Tomb for the Sliver player. Sauron taps for 4, plays the One Ring. Atraxa went and paid for Mystic. We'll go fetch for Iron Mesa. So Vampiric Tutor. Overlord will, the Marvo will also. So on the stack of fetching, he casted Vampiric Tutor. Vampiric Tutor will go into another fetch, so they're all resolving everything, and we jump into the future. Vampiric Tutor is the card on board. Ask the opponent to cut, and he draws the top card. On top of keep draw, he will cast a Survival of the Fittest. Now, Survival of the Fittest is one of his central piece because he wants to throw stuff in his graveyard and use Grave Mother to anchor whatever creature he has. So Survival of the Fittest is a quite dangerous piece. The problem is once it's on board, you can do nothing about it. Enchantments are extremely hard to get rid of. Marvo playing Grim. Urza Saga goes to 3. Sadly, it did not say that he was grabbing a colorless before sacking it. So, whatever happens in a tournament, be sure to always call everything and pay attention to everything. Because sometimes people will tell you that, no, we don't go back and we don't grab something else. Like right now, if he says, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to say that I was tapping Urza to do 1 colorless, some people will say, sure, that's fine, everybody does that. But some other people will say, I'm sorry, but you're going to be 1 mana short. And I'm in the camp of, if it's a tournament, I'm sorry, you missed it. Like right now, if he had his Urza Saga, he could have paid 1 for his Arcane Signet. Now he paid 2 for it, which is quite something you need to watch out for. And if I'm right, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. It would be missing one. Still missing one for Sauron. But five or four mana, there's a big difference in there. Or make a golem. At least it would have something. Exiling Mist Hollow Griffin. So, fun thing. Let's say he exiles Mist Hollow Griffin, but he recast it later on. Chromux will tap for nothing. Because Chromux goes and see whatever is imprinted, and if the card is gone because you casted it, it's like you imprinted nothing. So, weird shenanigans happening. You could. There's a card that brings back from the exile, I don't remember which one. But if you could grab his card for whatever reason, he could not use his Chromux after that. So 1, 2, 3. Turn 3. Pitching Elvish to play Alfling. Sure. Plays Lotto, Corrupt Sheriff. Will play a Soul Ring. Yeah, in all the best scenarios, he would not have been able to do anything. He wouldn't have been able to cast Atraxa. So, 1, Survival of the Fittest. Dropping a Cloud Shredder Sliver. Cloud Shredder will give his creature haste and flying. Co's got Dockside. This is bad news. On the Dockside cast, Hulawara the Survival of the Fittest into his hand. So he will lose a bit of mana, a bit of treasure. But once you've got survival, a lot of mana, kind of hard to see, and especially they're not countering anything. At this point, I'm pretty sure he sees that he has a completely open window. Docksize does 8 treasure, not 9, like I did a small graphic of. At this point, I don't see them doing nothing. So he recasts Survival of the Fittest. He will pitch Sliver to his graveyard. So that's when he does his loop shenanigans. Start with Oming Sliver. Oming Sliver gives Sliver cycling for 1. So if he has a Sliver in his hand, he can pay, discard a card, go get another Sliver. Grave Mother coming in. So that's the combo piece. At this point, I would have loved to see a Graveyard 8 on the board, but there's nothing, sadly. So Survival of the Fittest again, pitching Grave Mother. He will go get Mana Weft Sliver. Mana Weft Sliver is all slivers are Mana Dorks. The next one does Survival again, pitch Mana Weft to the graveyard, bring Basil Sliver to his end. I believe he's now down to 4 treasure. Survival of the fittest again. He will go get Fimage. Fimage, copy Dockside. They didn't have any answer before, they're not gonna have any answer now. Dockside triggers, make another hate treasure. With the hate treasure, he'll bring back the Grave Mother first. So Anchor is a put into play. It's not a cast. It's not a cast from your graveyard. It's you pay the cost, and Sliver Grave Mother gives Anchor off CMC. So you exile, you pay, you exile the card, you make the number of copies for the number of your opponents. So on this one, he's gonna get 3 Grave Mother. Anchor also gives haste. That is super important. So he will, after that, pay 1 to exile Mana Weft Sliver. So now all of his slivers can be tapped for mana. He will be able to tap the 3 Mana Weft. By tapping the 3 Mana Weft, he'll be able to get to cast the Basil Sliver. So we get 3 Basil Sliver, and now all of his slivers can be sacked to go. All of the sliver can be sacked to give 2 black. So not only is he getting 1 of any color because he can tap it and then he sack it. So each sliver, that sliver card he has in his graveyard, gives him 9 mana. So there is no sliver that costs 9. So if he will, like you're saying, he's doing that with the Cloud Shredder. If he has anything in hand, well, actually, it will go get Giganta. He will survival Giganta into something else, and then he will mostly get the Sliver Queen, and then the Sliver Queen will be able to go to the graveyard, and then he just does that for his full deck, and then he gets all of his creatures. Gives them all of them flying haste. And I believe there's even one that is sacrifice the sliver to give 1 damage to an opponent. So if you've got Sliver Queen, nearly infinite mana, Sliver that I think Sliver Queen is 2. So he could make a Sliver token with Sliver Queen, tap it, sack it for 3, then you get infinite Sliver because he's mana positive. And this is how he's gonna go to combat and kill everyone. So this guy, this is why we are adding back Graveyard 8. This is one of the only reanimator deck that we've got in our meta. But it is something so shenanigan, so out of the box that we never saw it coming. So thank you everyone for watching. I will remind you, August 10th at the Scruffy Octopus, win a collector case. All proxy allowed, so we want to play against your decks. We want to play against a player and not the wallet. Full proxy allowed. So August 10th, come see us. Thank you for being here. Please leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next game.